Hey everybody! I hope you have your shoes on, got your socks off, you're lying in your hammock, just waiting to chomp at the bit to go do stuff, because it is now time for Taco Tuesday. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Taco Tuesday. I'm your host with the most that likes to eat toast and watch a lot of Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Hebrew77 here, along with Sagittarically Speaking, and our special guest, System Failure. All right, we're back on the air. I don't know what the heck happened. I went away for an hour, and these guys were both gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know if YouTube shut me down or what the heck happened, but hey, stuff happens. Hold on a second. I don't think I sent Saji the message. Let me get on here and see if I can. There we go. I sent him the message. So anyway, I don't have any viewers right now. Nobody's watching. But I'm just waiting for Saji to get back here. Let's see. Let me go to the comments here. It is Michael Fontaine's little daughter's birthday. I know I mentioned that earlier. Sent the link to your personal let's see here, hangout. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I went away for an hour, and when I came back, everybody was gone. I figured everybody had the show while I was gone, but I guess I can't rely on you people. Oh, here he is. Hey, what's up, brother?
You can call me Mr. Unreliable.
No, I don't know what happened, man. I went away for an hour, and when I came back, the show was done.
Well, yeah, I was there with Failure for a little while, and then I guess somehow he accidentally left and wanted to come back in, but I unfortunately couldn't let him back in.
Wow.
Because I don't have that, authority,
Oh yeah. Well, Michael Fontaine's still here.
Well, that's good to know. And I'm not a one man show, man. When I left alone by myself, I run out of things to say real quickly if I ain't got somebody to talk to.
Oh yeah. Well,
I don't do too good on my own, so
I was just like, what the fuck,
so
man?
Where did you go? That's the $1 million question.
I went to go reset. Like it prompted me to what do you call it again?
I have no idea what you call it.
No, it prompted me to do something, so I clicked the button. And when I went to click the button, it kicked me off the computer.
Oh, like it did like a hard reset or something?
Yeah.
Okay, that took an hour?
Yeah.
Dang.
I was gone for an hour, like I said, and, you know.
Oh, I guess you got the update. Talk about taking the update.
I know, right? Well, we're down to one viewer, but that's cool, man. We'll get more later. They'll be like, "What the hell? You mean they were still on?" This is kind of like that time we ended the show, like when I ended the show on purpose, purposely by accident.
Okay, you mean accidentally on purpose?
Oh yeah, remember?
Oh yeah. And we'll call this Taco 2.0.
Yeah, we can. I mean, I can still go in and change it right now. I can edit it right
Oh
now.
no.
No, I did
Well,
send. No, don't do that, huh? We've already been at it for an hour.
an hour.
No, I mean not this time. I mean
Oh,
last time. Do you have enough charge on your phone? Can we still do this
I'm at 79%, so I think we'll be okay for a little while.
for a little while? Okay, well, we just can't have a 4-hour show.
Well,
Man, that sucked, dude. We were all going with the flow. You guys were talking about rappers and stuff, and
I don't know about all that. He was telling us about the game. I think is when you fell out.
oh yeah, no, I heard like the game part of the conversation and shit, but oh well.
But his food did arrive, and it wasn't pizza. It turned out to be a burger and potato chips.
Oh man,
It's something he calls peri peri, and I have no idea what that is.
Oh, okay. Well, it must be something in Ireland.
Yeah, it must be a local thing. Like he said it as if everybody there, as if it's just a common thing. So I assume it's a pretty popular thing there. So whatever peri peri is, it sounded delicious.
Hmm.
It's so nice you got to say it twice. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe you eat it twice too, like you taste it twice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
A
well.
double dip. I have no idea.
Well, you know what I mean. Like you taste it twice. You know.
Oh, okay. I see. Like, oh
Eh,
man, this is so good. Oh man, it's so good again.
it repeats on you.
Oh, you mean kind of like Michael Fontaine?
Yeah, like Michael Fontaine.
Yeah, Michael Fontaine. It's his name's so nice. You got to say it like 50 times.
Oh yeah. Well, 50 times is better than 3 times.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get
No.
carried away sometimes.
Oh well, you know what? I was just thinking of something. In that picture that you're in, you kind of look like you have a Fu Manchu, but I guess you don't, huh?
No, it's called a salt and pepper goatee.
Yeah. Well, see, the bottom part's kind of hidden, because of the white, and then like the
Oh,
top,
okay. I see what you mean.
yeah,
Well, at
yeah.
least my double chin isn't totally doubling in that image.
Well,
When I look down, sometimes I get that second chin type thing happening.
oh yeah, me too. That's why do you think I grew the beard?
Gotcha.
That covers the double chinning. Well, I know I sent System an invite. I guess when he dropped out, he ate his food and started another video by himself or something.
Oh well, that explains that, which
Yeah.
is okay. I would have thought maybe that he just went into a hibernation mode. A lot of times, if I haven't eaten in a while, then I gorge myself. I don't feel like doing nothing but just sitting there and enjoying the digestive process.
Man, I'll tell you what, I don't know how anyone could go 2 days or 3 days without eating. What did he say, 3 days?
Yeah, he goes 2-3 days without eating, and goes 2 or 3 days without sleeping, and then and then when he does go order something, he goes big. So I guess he's just a man of extremes. I guess, yeah.
If I lived
I don't
that
know.
way,
No,
man,
I think I've went a whole day without eating, and it wasn't necessarily like because I just wasn't hungry. It's just because I was just so busy. Like it was like my work schedule. By the time I got home, I just wanted to go to bed. So I just skipped the meal that day. But I don't know that I've ever went 2 days without eating.
yeah, I've gone a whole day without eating too, but not because I was too busy or something like that. I have done that before though, but just you get those times in your lifetime where you get depressed, down the dumps, and you're just like, oh, fuck food, you know?
Right.
Nothing
Or if
sounds
you're
good
like,
at that
yeah,
time.
or if you're like um, coming off of a hangover or something, nothing sounds good. Maybe a
Right.
cracker or two, but you're not really trying to party hard because you're trying to let your belly rest.
Let me ask you this: when you go on a drinking bender, do you find it hard to have a cigarette the next day? You're just like, oh, I don't even want to think about cigarettes.
And no, but I've never really went on a drinking. But by drinking bender, I always think of that as meaning like you drink all day that day and maybe part of the next day type deal. Because that's what I would call a bender, right? And
Oh,
but no, I mean I don't even really drink. The last time I even got drunk or something like that, I think was like a New Year's party, like 8 years ago or something. I don't even know when the last time I was drunk was, but I don't. And every now and then, if I'll have a beer or something like that once in a blue moon, but I don't really drink, man. Alcohol does not entice me in any way, shape, or form. I always end up feeling more miserable than I do good from it.
well, you know what? The point I was trying to get at is like when I drink, I smoke. So if
Yeah,
I'm drinking that night, I drink all night long. Then I
yeah. No, I'll
smoke
change
a lot.
smoke if I'm having a few cocktails. I do remember doing that.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I smoke a lot more cigarettes, and I wake up the next day and I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to touch another cigarette. I'll be so sick, man. you know? I don't know. That's the point I was trying to get at. But anyway, let's give this room a shout out, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we have
You thought
Michael.
I was going to say no, didn't you?
Yeah, I certainly did because you're like, man, we already did a shout out earlier.
Shout outs are so overrated. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we,
No, seriously, though, I do want to know who's here. Who is willing to come back to this madness we got going on tonight?
well, we have Michael Fontaine,
Michael Fontaine in his house.
CJ Wood,
I knew CJ Wood would be here.
and I imagine Zombie Cat Club is hiding somewhere.
Yeah, I can
Maybe-
see that. You might look under the car. Cats like to hide under the cars.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um. Oh, never mind. They were hiding. They're gone now.
Who was?
Zombie Cat Club,
Oh, well, how do you know they're gone?
because we did have three. Now we have two.
Oh, so you had to go mention them.
Oh yeah. See, that's what happens when you mention a zombie cat. They tend to just run away from you.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Speaking of good things,
Yeah.
you were talking about an article earlier. By the way, good joke. That was a good prank you pulled on us.
Which one? The 50 cent one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was pretty funny, my good brother in arms.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's kind of like a dad joke deluxe is what I call it.
Oh yeah, Dad Joke Deluxe. Hey, do you remember the Arch Deluxe?
Oh, very faintly, but yes.
Yeah. Bill Clinton used to like eating Arch Deluxes, you know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like he would go on his daily jogs and every time he'd stop on his daily jog, he would take a break and eat at McDonald's and he eat like an Arch Deluxe and a large fry.
Doesn't that kind of like defeat the whole purpose of the jog in the first place?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think old Willie, as they called him, Slick Willie, I think he used to just do it for publicity, just show the, hey, look at me, I'm healthy, guys. I'm out jogging amongst the people. Check me out.
Right. Well, I bet you if you go back and look at that old footage, when he disappeared for a few minutes, he was probably on Jeffrey Epstein Street.
Oh boy. I somehow knew you were going to slip that in there.
I'm just kidding. Not really, but yeah.
No, yeah, I get it. Well, hey, listen. I have a strange article that I wasn't able to show earlier because I got kicked out.
Yeah, that's what you kind of said. You were trying to bring up an article, and I'm like, oh man, he must have accidentally went to CIA.gov.
Yeah, that's what killed the show, man.
Yeah, I figured as much. As soon as I saw the black SUVs pull into my driveway.
But man, things quieted down since we lost our audience, man.
Yeah, people move on to bigger and better things.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put an invite in here to a person. If they don't answer, that's okay. They never do anyway. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, come to our live stream. We got one person watching.
Right. They shouldn't be too embarrassed to come on,
All right.
So, well, hey, where's that thing I got? Did I send it to you or?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But if you do have something you're going to play, I am going to work my way. I'm going to mute up while you play that because I'm going to put something in the microwave. All this talk about pizza and hamburgers and McDonald's and Arch Deluxes has got me hungry.
Well, I'm sure it does, man. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. I'm not going to play anything because it's from ABC, and I think they might thunderstrike me.
Right.
But I will read this article. So you go ahead and do that while I'm reading this article.
All right. I'll wait till you're actually reading it.
All right.
Because I'm walking in that direction.
Church singing ban strikes sour note with California pastor. And there's well, I think it's just a picture. I thought it was a video. Okay, this is how crazy the world's gotten. Sacramento, California, Crossroads Community Church senior pastor Jim Clark wants to keep his 1,500 parishioners safe during coronavirus pandemic, but he's drawing the line at new California ban on singing over chanting at religious services. So they're saying basically you can't chant or sing at religious services. And this is how crazy our world's gotten. So I said, enough is enough, Clark said. We will be singing and praising the Lord. We don't chant, but if we did chant, we'd be chanting too. The California ban was one of a number of restrictions on indoor businesses and gatherings put in place last week by Governor Gavin Newsom amid fast rising virus cases and hospitalizations. It's unclear if any similar prohibition on singing, excuse me, I was saying singing, singing exists in the United States, though there is one in England. The virus is more easily transmitted indoors, and singing releases minuscule minuscule deposits that can carry the disease. The ban may well end up in court as there are differing opinions on its legitimacy with some groups. Okay, I got to scroll down a little bit here. Arguing it infringes on religious freedom of religion, while others believe it's constitutional, especially during a pandemic. The American Center for Law and Justice, a religious freedom law firm with ties to President Donald Trump, says it will sue. We can't stand by and watch as California strips its believers of their God-given right to raise their voices in worship and praise. Executive Director Jordan uh, Seculo. I'll say it real fast. Seculo said on the center's website, the center, which was founded by televangelist Pat Robertson, oh really? Did not say how quickly it would sue. Skillo was a member of Trump's defense team, and his father, Jay Skillo, the center's chief legal counsel, was one of Trump's lead attorneys during the impeachment trial. Oh, that isn't that just an interesting bow of Cheerios. Other conservative leaning legal group, excuse me for a second, the Pacific Justice Institute told faith leaders in a letter that Newsom's guidance is adversarial because it does not say it is an order, cites no legal authority, isn't signed by an official, and includes no reference to penalties. This article goes on for quite some time. I don't think I'm going to read the whole thing, but I got to tell you.
I think we get the gist of it.
Sure. I mean, it does. It goes on for quite some time. So is this something that you sent me?
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the article you were referring to.
Ah, I see.
And then the one below it, now they're even going so far as to say that in Japan that you're not allowed to scream on a roller coaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, the things that they come up with, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the thing about the singing in church, though, that kind of does irk me out. I mean, who is anyone to say that you can't sing in church? I don't care, pandemic, no pandemic, or whatever. Nobody's going to come into my church and tell me I can't sing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, I disagree I disagree about them saying that it doesn't infringe on people's rights of freedom of religion, because I think it absolutely does infringe on people's rights to freedom of religion. Because
well, it's not just freedom of religion; it's the right to assemble and the religion to assemble. Yeah,
yeah.
And it's I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just it's just another way of trying to stir the pot, of trying to get somebody upset, to try to get a headline. Let's talk about, trying to garner some form of unnecessary attention when there's so many more things that are we should be worrying about more than whether or not somebody's singing in church or not.
Yeah, for sure, man. But the singing part, to me, is the biggest part of praise and worship. So,
oh yeah, it's the reason why a lot of people go to church in the first place, is to rejoice, to vocalize their praise for the Lord.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, with that being said, here's some more ridiculous news that you may have heard of. Public officials have announced that a squirrel in Colorado has tested positive for the bubonic plague. So now we have, now the murder hornets are gone. So now we have killer squirrels.
Well, I saw that article, and I saw where there had been instances of the bubonic plague, and I think it was in Japan. And apparently, it's another example of them trying to grab your attention with the headline, because you see the word bubonic plague in today's pandemic worldview, of course you're going to go like, oh no, bubonic plague, and you're going to click on it right away, right?
Oh,
But
absolutely.
Apparently the bubonic plague is easily treatable with antibiotics if you was to get it, and it's generally transmitted through heavy flea infestations. Because apparently back when they had the bubonic plague, they didn't have penicillin yet, but they had a lot of fleas.
Well, here's what I'll go ahead and read the article, or at least part of the article. The town of Morrison, Colorado. I know where that is. I visited Morrison before. In Jefferson County, which is just west of Denver, made an announcement saying that the squirrel is the first case of plague in the county this year. Oh, so they've had cases of it before? Okay. Plague is an infectious disease caused by the bacteria Yersinia. I know I'm saying this wrong. Yersinia pestis. Yersinia pestis. Okay. And can be contracted by humans and household animals if proper precautions are not taken. Officials from Jefferson County Public Health said in a statement released to the public, it is possible for humans to be infected with the bubonic plague through bites from infected fleas and by direct contact with blood or tissue of infected animals, such as a cough or a bite. Where have I heard that before? Jefferson County Public Health says that cats are highly susceptible to the plague from things like flea bites, a rodent scratch or bite, and ingesting an infected rodent. I guess they're hard up for food over there. They've been eating the rats, you know. Cats can die if not treated quickly with antibiotics after contact with the plague. Oh, now here's an interesting fact. It goes on to say officials also said that dogs are not as susceptible to the plague as cats are, but still may pick up and carry plague-infected rodent fleas. Any pet owner who suspects that their pet is ill should contact the veterinarian immediately. Symptoms of plague include, but are not, you know, they're not limited to, high fever, chills, headache, nausea, extreme pain and swelling in the lymph nodes occurring within 2 to 7 days after exposure. Plague can be effectively treated with antibiotics, which is, they're kind of repeating themselves here. When diagnosed early, anyone experiencing these symptoms should consult a physician ASAP, said JCPH. And that's the article of the day, folks. So, what are your 2 cents on this whole thing? Oh, I see that you're muted up there. You're probably enjoying a tasty dinner, a snack, perhaps.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was washing my hands when you went back to me.
Oh, okay. You were worried about catching the plague.
Yeah, you know, I got cleanliness, you know.
No, I tell you what, man, that's weird. It's like when one thing goes away, they pop something else in there to distract us from the other thing.
Yeah, it's really I mean, both of those are great examples of how they just try to play off of our fears, you know. As if people aren't scared enough. They got to put out articles about bubonic plague, and then as if people aren't worried enough about going to church and assembling, they got to tell us that we're not allowed to sing when we get there. I mean, it's just never ending. You don't know what you're going to wake up to tomorrow to read. When you go to bed at night, before I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and what am I going to read?
Well, it's like my mama always said, life is like a box of pizza. You never know if you're going to get sausage or pepperoni.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, did she really used to say that? That's such a catchy phrase.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. She said life was like a box of pizza.
Oh, but it's not anymore.
Right. Life is like a box of pizza.
So which one is it, man? Now I'm confused.
Well, it used to be, life is like a box of pizza. And now it's life was like a box of pizza. You never know when you're going to find an anchovy on a pizza, even if you never ordered it.
Very true, very true. Or like sometimes when you make you make a certain meal, it's got like a gravy texture in it, and you're just not sure. Do I need to use a fork or a spoon?
Oh yeah. Have you ever sat down at a table with some people, like you go somewhere out to eat with your friends or something, and you don't know, like you order a pizza and it's large, thick as hell pizza. And you're like, well, hell, man, I'm just going to pick it up in my hands like I do every other pizza. And then you go to pick it up and you notice all your friends at the table are using forks for their pizza. And then you feel like a giant asshole after that. Because you feel like you're getting the 7-yard stare, even though you're not getting the 7-yard stare, but you still kind of have that feeling, because they're like, dude, what's wrong with you? Everyone in this place uses forks to eat their pizza, and yet you use your hand. What kind of fool are you? You ever feel like that? I guess I'm the only one. Well,
My bad. I didn't realize I was on mute. I was talking the whole time.
Oh, you was?
Well, yeah, definitely. I can definitely relate to that. I've been there, done that. Or have you ever taken it a step further? I've been somewhere and I've seen someone use a knife and a fork to eat their fried chicken.
Really?
I'm like, really, dude? You can just pick it up, man. This is called finger licking good, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I've actually been to places where they use napkins to pick up their hot wings. Like a person will take a napkin and wrap the chicken leg, around their napkin before they eat it.
Not me, man. When I'm eating chicken wings, I don't even bother picking up a napkin until the last wing is gone. Because what's the point?
Yeah.
You would be taking a bite using a napkin, taking a bite. By the time you were done, you'd have like a whole stack of napkins.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, though, man. I'll tell you this right now. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been, like, you ever seen them life hacks? Like there's a life hack for eating Cheetos and they show you like using chopsticks to eat Cheetos.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. I know what life hacks are.
Yeah, like by the time I tried to pick up my Cheeto for chopstick, I might as well make me a whole plate of Chinese food. I I ain't never eaten Cheetos with chopstick, man. I don't care who you are,
Right. And you know what? The last thing I would ever consider possibly using chopsticks to eat is rice. I mean, it's like the littlest thing you could possibly pick up. Why would you use a chopstick?
You know what's funny is I do use chopsticks when I'm at a Chinese restaurant eating rice, because their rice is kind of all clumped together.
Yeah, it's called like sticky rice.
Yeah, it's much easier, but any other time you're eating rice, like if you make it yourself, hell no, you can't eat that shit with chopstick. It'll just slide right off.
Well, I'm just impressed in the fact that you know how to use chopsticks. You got one up on me, man. I always struggle with those things. I've tried a few times, and I'm not going to say I absolutely can't do it, but it's just too there's too much to do there when you can just grab a fork, stab it.
Yeah, that's true. No, man. I guess I've just had a lot of practice at it because I've been going to. I went to a lot of Chinese buffets over the years. You know, it's like I didn't get this size from eating celery sticks. You know,
Right? Yeah, I read somewhere that celery actually has negative calories. I'm like, well, how could it possibly have negative calories? Like it actually brings your calorie count down if you eat it. So
Yep.
I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it has 0 calories, but since it's like requires so much effort to chew and to eat and stuff, you actually burn energy eating it. So that's how you end up with negative calories.
Oh yeah, that's what they say. I've always heard that for a long time. That if you're trying to lose weight, you know, eat celery sticks. Um, but you know, you can't just. I can't just eat celery sticks, man. I gotta have celery sticks and peanut butter, or celery sticks dipped in cheese, or something like that. And I imagine
Right?
when you do it that way, you aren't burning calories. You're actually gaining calories.
Yeah. I don't know. Peanut butter, maybe not too much, but definitely with the cheese.
You know, I see this cheese. Hold on. How can I do this? I got an idea. I'm gonna play around here with the thing. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so as you see me pointing my arrow here, let's see if I can get it. Yeah, you see the arrow there? If I took a piece of celery and dipped it in this cheese here, hold on, this is funny. Dipped it in this cheese. Oh, you can't see the cheese now. Hold on.
No, we got an infinity screen.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm showing my arrow there. See it?
Mm.
Dip it in the cheese. This cheese.
Oh, you mean in our Taco Tuesday cheese?
Yeah. That's what.
Okay, now I see what you're doing.
Uh-huh. I put it up to my mouth here, right there. See? You know, I thought I'd just play with the screen there for a second. You know, what else are we going to do at 11:08? Well, 12:08 at where you're at, I guess. So there's that. So do you got anything for us?
Not, we already covered it.
Oh. Well, I do have one more thing I want to show, because if you count the time we are on now from the time we were on earlier, like I think earlier we got a full hour in, and right now we almost have 40 minutes in.
Yeah, I think tonight's kind of a wrap, man.
Yeah. But I do want to end it at the the 40-minute mark or whatever. But let me show you this video real quick.
Okay.
For those of you that, I don't know if I'll get struck down, and I don't care if I do or not, but I actually found the video of Tucker Carlson talking about his writer that got fired.
Okay. You want to play a clip from that?
Sure. I don't know if I
As
can.
long as you don't try to play the whole thing, I think you might get by with it.
Oh, well, I don't know, man. Let's see here. I had it earlier. Maybe I'm not going to show a clip of that.
It's probably just as well because That's a fresh, hot, off the topic news. You probably would get penalized for it.
Yeah. But there is a video out there if anyone wants to look it up. It's called Tucker Carlson responds to his head writer getting fired and people talking shit smack about him.
Oh wait, I do have one little other thing I wanted you to know about.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a follow up from our show the other night.
From Shifty Sunday?
Yes.
I'm
going to send it to your Hangouts.
All right.
See here. Sending it straight to you, your personal one.
All right.
And I'm going to copy it and paste it and put it in chat.
All right, cool. That way everybody else will have it.
Yes.
Oh,
it is basically it's a file you can use to print out if you don't have a mask on and the business is trying to make you wear a mask. It is a get out of mask free card.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Before we get onto that topic, let's talk about this for a minute. You know about Trump, President Trump giving that one guy a get out of jail free card, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that was his best buddy from back in the day. That would be like if I became president someday. Like 5 years from now or 8 years from now. And
uh-oh. I think the guys in the black van came to get him. We lost you, buddy. You must have hit the wrong button or something.
All right, I'm back. All right. Yeah, Roger Stone is like his buddy from back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Like they've been friends since Trump was like in his I don't know, mid-20s, like in old photos of Trump. That's how far back him and Roger Stone go. So it'd be like, say you've been friends since college or something like that, and then later you go on to become president, and all of a sudden the other party, doesn't like, the fact that I became president, so they call you into court and try to get you to lie about me, and then they catch you in some other type of lie or whatever. Because, you're trying to cover for your friend, right? Like, hey, dude, he didn't do nothing wrong. Well, we know that this happened or that happened. And you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe I was there at 10 o'clock on June the 15th. I don't know. All right, we got you in a lie. You're going to jail. Oh, well, since I happen to be president and we're best buds from back in the day, no problems, man. I know they were just trying to set you up. I got you. That's basically what that whole thing is in a nutshell. Right. It's his best friend, man, and they tried to set him up, and Trump's got his back. It was kind of brave of Trump to go ahead and do that too, considering we're going into election year and blah 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 blah. Because he could have waited until after the election, right, and let him sit in jail for the next 100 and something days. But with this whole coronavirus thing happening, who's to say he would have survived it, right? So I think that was the determining factor, and that really just goes to say how much loyalty Trump has to his compadre, his friend. So let's hope that if someday I became president and the same thing happened to you, I wouldn't let you sit in jail either, my friend.
Well, I could say the same thing, but reverse.
All right.
Like what does that guy say? That one guy that died a long time ago. Ditto, man. Ditto.
But basically, that thing that I shared in chat is it's a website, freedomsomething.org, where they put together a card that basically reinforces the fact that it is the whole mask thing is not a law. It's a mandate, and it's something you can you can print out and have. And then also there's the American for Disabilities Act that they can't
Hmm.
that they're not allowed to deny you service because you could have emphysema or something like that where you can't wear a mask. They don't know, and it's not your job to disclose your personal medical information as to why you can or can't wear a mask. So
Yeah.
just thought
Well,
people
here.
would like to know that and have that information. That's all.
Well, let me go ahead and read this out loud for everybody, for our watching audience right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says ATTN businesses guidelines are not laws. There is no statutory law requiring you to follow mask guidelines in your place of business. These guidelines, not laws, and therefore are not enforceable by the law. No businesses can discriminate against the entry of a patron who is not wearing a mask. Law enforcement will be called if a patron is harassed or intimidated in your establishment. And it gives the information there, www.thehealthyamerica.org. So there you have it. As you can see on your screen there, I'm scrolling down here. It just shows the different things that you emailed to these, and it shows the following um, email.
Yeah, scroll back up just a little bit.
Okay.
Notice that a little bit more. A little bit more. Well, a little. Okay, right here. No business can discriminate against your entry. If you cannot wear a mask, call the sheriff. If you are harassed or intimidated, only a doctor can recommend you to wear a mask, not a store, not the government.
All right. Well, there you go. You know that sheriff, that you had on there the other night, he basically covered this when he was sticking up. He said, "I'm not the mask police." So, but
Yeah,
what
and
if
apparently
somebody?
this, if you follow this link here, the one you're looking at right now, Hebrew,
Mhm.
it'll conveniently print out to like an index card or something, so that you can make as many copies of it as you want. You can hand them out on the street if you want to. You can give them to your friends and family members, coworkers, whoever you so like. If you want to walk into your favorite local grocery store and put one at the end of every aisle so everybody to read. Whatever it is you want to do, you see what I'm saying? Get the
Oh,
message out there.
for sure, man. I'll tell you what. I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate this. Um, that's some good information to have, man. And I'm glad you shared it on the show. And thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
I'm curious. What did you and System Failure talk about when I went off?
Shortly after you left, his food arrived. We talked about that, and to be honest with you, I don't remember exactly.
Okay, I'll have to go back and watch it. Um, Man, that was crazy.
Yeah, I was actually concerned for you. I thought maybe you got struck by lightning or something.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. If I got struck by lightning, I would have gone back in the past and murdered whoever invented the what virus.
Okay, yeah, well, that would be a productive use of your time.
Mm-hmm. Assuming I got struck by lightning while holding the flux capacitor in my hand.
Right.
Which I don't know if that would work if you're not going up to 88 miles per hour, but hey, who knows?
Exactly.
Well, with that being said, I have a one other thing I want to share here. I have a 6 minute something video. Because I want to go ahead and close this show out on a good note.
All right.
And let's see. Let's see here.
I hear it.
Huh?
I can hear it.
How can you hear it?
I don't know. I heard something.
I got it on mute, my friend.
I don't know. I heard some type of wind or something.
Oh, well, you must have. I got my air on.
Oh, okay. Hey, I know that guy.
The guy looks kind of familiar, don't he?
Yeah.
Well, I had to say a little disclaimer here at the beginning of the video because people would have thought I was crazy.
Well, I probably will think you're a little bit crazy anyway, but that's simply because I know you, man.
But here's Twins episode 2. And for those of you that don't know, the first episode, which can be found on my channel, it is up there along with this one. And let's just take a look at this one.
All right. I'm all for it.
All right, cool.
Hebrew77 here, and yes, I'm wearing my tank top. I don't know if you can see all of that or not. Oh man, my arms look really white there. Anyway, this is the second.
You know what's funny is like I've been in the sun a lot of times. I just want to let people know that. And yet, when I turn the fluorescent light on my arms, they look extremely white. But if you see them in a not so well lit room, they look darker for some reason.
Well, white arms matter. That's all I got to say about
it. Oh, man, I wish System Failure were still here. All right.
Second episode.
He would have loved that.
Of Twins Are Us. I know it's not called Twins Are Us in the video. It's just called Twins, real original, right? But, I did plan on making a second episode, but the whole thing is like 44 minutes long, so I thought I'd just break it down to 2 10-minute videos, or however the heck long this one is.
Almost 7 minutes.
Also, I didn't want to be so repetitive that it would fall back on itself. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. This is the second episode, and I'll see you after the video.
He will. Look how I did it all Star Wars-y.
My bad, I was on mute. Yeah, you did a good job, man. I always enjoy your Twins videos. I'm not 100% up to date, but I'm definitely going to check this out.
Okay. It's a little bit low.
When brothers, identical brothers.
Man, I got some crazy hair going on there. You see why I have the full goatee now. I don't know what that was all about. I'll tell you, I probably did this back in early 2000.
Oh, you look like me. No, you look like me.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out which side my hands were on.
You were wearing a mask before it was required, huh?
That's right. Yeah, this was my mask period.
Matter of fact, I saw the Titanic just last week. Really? You saw the Titanic?
All right, well, don't call on me for a second. I'm here, but I'm going to go rinse out this glass real quick.
Yeah, me too.
Why did you tell me you saw the Titanic? That wasn't such a good movie, though. You know what movie I liked? What's that? Wilford? Well, Wilford, I'll tell you the movie I like. Movie I saw. Yeah, what's that? The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights? Oh, that's a stupid movie. No, it's not. It's a good movie. I liked it. Hey, Wilford, did you care for some coffee? Are you going to drink some coffee? Yeah, I'm going to drink some coffee. coffee. Do you want some coffee? Sure. Hey, I got an idea. Let's both go for coffee at the same time. Good idea. You better go that way. I'll go this way. You mean I go that way? That way, you go this way? Yes. Good idea. Let's,
I like this effect.
Hey, brother, this is good coffee.
It looks like they pulled that coffee out of a
That's pretty good.
time portal or something.
Like we're both like the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, I really like the St. Louis Cardinals. Well, would you agree to watch them on TV? Are they on TV right now? Why, yes, they are. Let's put the coffee cup back. So good. So we take a drink. Yeah, let's both take a drink at the same time. That sounds good. That'll take time. Yes, it will. I like the way we rip apart. Don't you? Yeah, I like the way we rip apart. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, there is talking. It's so bad if I cover my eyes. Well, maybe this time you should, Wilford. Well, then I will. But we will do the song at the same time. Yeah, doing the song at the same time is great. Well, then let's do it. Okay, then. Let's go. We're going to watch the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, but we'll be right back. Meet us. We'll be right back. Want to shake hands? Yeah, sure.
That's crazy.
We walk alike, we talk alike. Sometimes we even look alike. You can lose your mind when brothers, identical brothers, are two of a kind. Yeah, I don't know. That was something. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And,
Yeah, just when you think you know somebody, you know, you realize they have an identical twin brother.
I know, right? Not only that, but I think Wilford is my evil twin brother.
And now you got me second guess. Like, no wonder you don't remember half of our conversations. You're switching out on me.
Right? Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you found out my secret, man. As soon as things get too deep, I tell my other brother, you know, get in here and take over for me. You know, that's when
You don't give yourself you don't give your other person, your other you, a proper debriefing.
No. I guess not. I guess I should do that from now on.
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
we'll see how this second episode goes. I think I kind of like the second episode better than the first one because they're actually wearing a mask cover. How appropriate for these times, huh? But they're actually wearing mask cover, so you can't see their lips moving. If I was to redo this thing today, I would just not be talking at all and do voiceover on one twin and have the other twin do the talking. But there would be a way to edit this a lot better than I did way back when. That's all.
Okay, well, by the way, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and check out this Rocky movie. Well, it's not a Rocky movie, it's a Blood Fist movie, but all the characters in there are basically Rocky characters.
Okay. Is Adrian in there?
No.
Oh, okay. What characters are there? Besides Rocky?
Well, you got Paulie.
Oh, Polly. Good old Polly.
You got Rocky.
All right.
Mick.
Mick.
Yeah. He shows up a couple times, but they don't play the same characters that they do in Rocky. I made them slightly different.
Okay.
I think Paulie, he plays the part of somebody's drunk uncle, so he's not too much of a stretch. But you know, you would have to watch it to know it, and to know it is to watch it.
All right. Well, I'll definitely be checking it out.
And with that being said, we've actually, if you count the last live stream we've done, we've actually covered 2 hours.
Yeah, like 2 hours and 16 minutes.
So let me just give this room a final shout out, and we'll get out of here.
All right, sounds good to me.
Let's see here. We got Sagittarically Speaking and Michael Fontaine.
Oh wow, what a shout out!
I know, right?
At least you're making up with quality for what you lack in quantity.
Exactly. I would say it was a fun shifty Sunday, but shifty Sunday. Listen,
you know what? It might not have been a total success, but it was fun nevertheless.
I said shifty Sunday. I meant Taco Tuesday, by the way.
That's okay. I get that your twin just showed up and he lost count of what day it is.
Right? Yeah. I gotta say, I think I could pull off having a twin a lot easier now with the technology than I could back then. Back then, all I had to cover I just covered my face and made it look like two guys weren't talking at the same time.
Oh yeah, I mean it actually looked like a TikTok video long before they had TikTok, is what it looked like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you ever watch like clips of TikTok on like YouTube or anything like that? You know what TikTok is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Cool.
There's like one of the TikTok challenges they're using a mirror and it looks like they're riding a motorcycle. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Uh-huh.
All right, well maybe we'll show one on a future show. I don't have time to. I don't feel like we're trying to look that up right now.
Right. Yeah. No. We've had a long, productive show, and
I want to thank Michael Fontaine for being here, sticking with us. Thank you, sir. Even when everybody else was gone, it is duly noted that you were still there. So thank you very much. You are much appreciated.
And I would like to thank all of the people that were there in our first broadcast. And I do apologize for my disappearing act. But it wasn't my fault. Well, it kind of was, but it wasn't, because I pushed a button that I probably shouldn't have pushed. It was like when the screen prompts me to do stuff, I generally feel like doing it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's what the last president before the nuclear war that ruined the whole.
Right.
That's what he said. I didn't mean to push the button. I was just following the prompts. I thought it was just a drill. I didn't realize I was going to destroy the whole country.
Yeah, hey, it happens sometimes. When you see a red button and it says "Don't push the red button," you just got to press the red button.
Well, yeah, of course. If you see a sign that says, "Whatever you do, don't push this button," I'm thinking of a Ren and Stimpy episode now. Of course, Stimpy's going to push the dang button.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was reading Michael Fontaine's question. He has a question for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Let me go ahead and read it. Or okay. His question is, the TV show he's talking about is kind of crazy because he knows it as Toddlers and Tiaras, which is what I remember too. Apparently, it's Toddlers and Tiaras. Oh,
it's kind of like a Sex in the City versus Sex and the City.
Yeah, that is kind of strange because I remember it as Toddlers and Tiaras as well.
Mm-hmm.
But did I just not? Did I say when I said it? Did I say it the way?
I don't recall you saying it.
Oh. Okay.
Did you say it on our first broadcast?
No. I mean, like just now.
Oh, yeah. You said it both ways.
I mean,
You were reading it.
oh yeah, well, I was reading it, so that does happen. But that's an interesting thing that he brought up, and you know what? Maybe we should look into it sometime.
Yeah, it's definitely worth taking a second look at.
I haven't made a Mandela effect video in a while. Maybe I'll focus on that.
All right, yeah, sure.
So
I've never actually watched the show. I'm familiar with it and I know what it is, but it's not something I would generally watch.
no, I steered clear of shows like that. Toddlers and Tiaras, the Misadventures of Honey Boo Boo, um, Crocodile Dundee 3. You know, I just basically steer clear of shows like that. Wait a minute. Mountain Man. What's the other one? Mountain Man. Never seen that one. Have you ever seen Mountain Men?
One time when I was up hiking in a mountain, I saw this dude and he had a friend with him, if that counts.
Oh, that reminds me. Suso just put out a video, I think it was yesterday, where it showed him riding his bike up the mountain. And I can't remember. Do you have Suso's webpage?
You mean his YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I don't have it like in my pocket or anything, but I do know how to look it up.
Oh darn. Okay. Well, if you could post a link to his channel real quick, it's a really nice video, and he brings up a good point in it. And also, I forgot to mention, he brought up our show very briefly.
Oh, okay. I'm looking it up now. Just bear with me.
Darn, I wish I had the timestamp for that where he brings up the show, but it was a very good video, and he brings up a good point. He talks about the reset button as in terms of resetting the Mandela effect and resetting our reality. There's a theory out there that it's not an actual button per se, but there's a theory out there that the reset button on our reality has been pressed, and everything that has changed before will change again. Is what people are thinking.
Well, I don't know that I subscribe to that theory per se in its entirety, but I do see how the Mandela effect could be a corrupt file that was reloaded. Let's say we did reset, okay? But some of the data was missing, like the file was corrupt, right? So it had to fill in the blanks the best it could. And that's why things are slightly altered. I can see that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But whenever there's whatever the improbable is, no matter how highly improbable it is, when there's nothing else, there's no other explanation that you can explain it, then whatever is improbable, no matter how improbable it is, should be the answer, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, when you ruled out all the other possibilities and all you're left was this improbable possibility, then maybe you need to consider that one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say. I was getting sort of tongue twisted on my ties.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's the process of elimination, my friend.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Well,
even the last guy that gets picked for the dodgeball game could throw a dodgeball. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. I always was that last guy that got picked for dodgeball, by the way.
I was always the person that would pick the person who got picked last first if I got to pick next.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Just to revolt, just to show everybody, hey, look, I'm taking this guy first. Yeah, he's a little scrawny. Yeah, I know he's got hair growing out of his nostrils, but I'm still going to pick him.
Yeah. Well, what would amaze people, it would amaze people, the guy that you pick last, like the guy that you think in your mind that he's not going to be very good at what he does just because he looks like he's not going to be the type that's going to be athletic and going to be throwing the ball and get people out and all that stuff, the one that's the least likely to do so, and you pick him, might surprise you. And might
exactly. I concur, my friend. He may have a lot of pent up frustrations. He might be able to really zing that ball right down the row there.
Well, hey, looky here. We had Lotar 900 pop in at the last minute.
All right. Well, you're just in time to watch. He showed up just in time to watch us leave. Thank you, Lotar.
Which we never do leave, by the way.
No, we're still with you. Even when we're gone, we're still here, man.
Well, I meant like, when we leave, we're still never really gone. But when we're gone, we're never really gone. But when we are gone, we are gone.
Right. And not to say that we're from the planet Argon.
The planet Argon. That sounds like something someone would say that mispronunciates the word organ. Oregon. It's like, where are you from? I'm from Oregon. Oregon.
Hey, now you made it sound like the ESPN theme song. Oregon, Oregon.
Hey, I used to love, there's things that you don't hear anymore. And you know what? That reminds me, dude. You know what the most awesome theme song I think is in the whole entire world?
The Greatest American Hero.
Well, that one's pretty damn awesome, my friend. I tell you what, I do like it. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I do love that song. But
that's what I sing when I get a new pair of shoes. And they're like super comfortable and they feel really good on my feet, Yeah,
you're walking on air.
Yeah.
I may get in trouble for playing this, but by golly, I'm gonna do it anyway. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the most awesome theme song in the world. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Now let's see if anybody in chat can guess what that's from.
Oh man, I love that song.
Oh yeah, you're in store for some quality entertainment back in the day when that played.
Sure, man.
So let's see if anybody. You got the chat window up? Did anybody guess it?
I got the chat window up, and I don't know that if anybody's going to guess it. It's long gone, man. They haven't played it. Oh, I guess they might have played it back in the early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, it hasn't been. I haven't heard it in a long time. It was going in the Wayback Machine for me as well.
Mm-hmm. But let me ask you this: do you know what it's from? I assume you do, since you're asking chat.
Well, yeah, I do know. Well, at least I think I do anyway.
Okay. Well, let's hear it. Oh, no one talking.
It would be like um, with HBO when a HBO movie was playing.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Good guess.
I could see the Golden City and everything.
Yeah. Man, that you knew something epic was going to happen. You heard that music, like, it'd come on, and that theme music come on. You're like, all right, we're watching HBO tonight. Free weekend. Woo!
That and the one Universal you used to put at the beginning of theirs was pretty good too.
Oh yeah. You know what I liked. One of my all-time favorites is dun 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 dun. I don't know how it goes, but I
Yeah,
keep.
that was pretty good. I knew the one you were saying. It
Oh
seems
yeah.
like all the best movie soundtrack things like that have a horn section. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. Like 20th Century Fox, their drum section.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
It's like the king is about to come out. You know.
That's funny you should say that, because every time I saw the Wizard of Oz, and the lion would grab that rug and turn it to his cape, and then he would grab the flower pot and smash it and put the pieces on his head, and da, 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 da. It always reminded me of that part in that movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah, man. What was Universal's theme song, by the way?
I can't do it now. I just remember that it was kind
Oh.
of along the same lines.
I loved TriStar. TriStar was a really good one.
Miramax had one too.
Hold on, let me play the TriStar one. I loved it. Gosh dang it, what happened here? Ah. Okay, hang on, sir.
This is. I'm just waiting for you to accidentally drop out again.
Right? That would be the end of the show. No more shows after this one. Star Ode theme song. There we go. But I gotta say, the best one's probably HBO. But listen to this. That's epic, brother.
Yep, it is. I mean, imagine if that played every time you walked into a room. Wouldn't that be cool?
That's going to be my wrestling theme.
Okay.
You're going to see me walk down the aisle, and all of a sudden they play that song. Dun, 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 dun.
Or you're at the store trying on new clothes, and you come out to so your wife can see if your pants fit. Did that play?
Did these look okay on me? my gut doesn't hang out too much over it, does it?
Let me raise my arms. Can you see my belly?
Right. That's what I do every time I try to buy a new shirt, man. I put it on. I'm like, so it's the old arm raising trick, If I raise those arms and you can see my belly, I ain't buying that shirt. Just say.
I don't want to be that guy.
Right? Every group has one. Oh God, look at Uncle Joe. He's showing his hairy belly again. Uncle Joe, put your arms down, man. Your belly's showing. Yeah. Oh shit. That guy. You make it sound like there's one of those in every town. No, what got me, man, was I had a neighbor, right? Neighbor was so hairy, like he looked like a bearskin rug with his shirt off. It's like, and
Oh
they,
yeah, I've seen a guy where his back is so hairy that the hairs are coming through his sweater.
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like you always had that one fat guy with the hairy belly that always insisted on having his shirt off. It's like he'd be sitting in his lawn chair drinking a beer or something.
Or
Like,
better yet, he's the first guy to show up at the public pool. You know,
right?
he's making the filter work extra hard today.
Yeah, really. Oh man. Hey, I have one more song for you. You mentioned the Universal song. I would like to play that for you.
All right, yeah, let's hear it.
All right, here we go. Let me get back into YouTube here. Universal. Universe. There we go. You'd think after I typed out the first few letters, it would fill it out for me.
So we were talking about the guy showing the belly. It's never the guy with the 6-pack of abs that has that problem.
Right.
It's always the guy with the beer gut. Same as like. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Let me rewind that a little bit, man. This is kind of cool.
Doesn't that sound like somebody like on one island blowing in a conch shell trying to warn the natives on another island?
Yeah, man. Well, it's so epic though. These theme songs, back in the day were so epic. Like you said, you knew a movie was coming on. Now it may not have been a good movie, but at the same time, you would sit there in the movie theater just waiting for the opening theme to the Universal logo, or rather it be Universal.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden you feel the need to go make popcorn for some reason. It's so weird.
Yeah. Hey, anytime I go see a movie, man, I always have to have popcorn. I don't know what it is, but it's just like a thing. It's like you have to have a turkey on Thanksgiving. You have to watch football at Christmas time. You have to have hot dogs and beer on the 4th of July. And you got to have popcorn in the movie theater. I mean, that's just a thing for me.
Yeah, well, it's convenient that they happen to sell it there then, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe it's the smell of it when you first walk in. Now, you also get popcorn at a hardware store. You ever done that?
No, but I do know like a lot of them offer free. They usually have a popcorn machine and they offer a really small free, and the popcorn is always like so dry and extra salty. You're like, I don't even know if I want this popcorn.
Yeah. You walk in there and you're looking for a shovel or something, and then all of a sudden you smell burnt popcorn, and then they offer it to you. You're like, no thanks, man. I had a big lunch. But for some reason, man, a movie theater can't pass it up. Just can't do it.
Oh no, and I have them put butter, like that fake artificial butter crap on, like halfway, and then add more popcorn and put more butter on.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, that fake artificial crap tastes even better than the real stuff to me.
Yeah, it actually does. I have no idea what it's actually made of, but it's definitely not butter.
No. You know how they say, I can't believe it's not butter,
Well, I actually believe it, but
Right. This one, there's no question. It's not butter.
I wouldn't believe me if you told me it was butter.
You ever you ever have those jelly beans? Like they have jelly beans now that are like popcorn flavor, and you get like that.
Yeah, jelly bellies.
Yeah, this stuff is so nasty sometimes, man. It's like,
Yeah,
they,
never buy the mystery pack because the those that's basically they're trying to give you to talk you into eating some god awful flavor that they couldn't possibly sell if they actually told you what it was.
uh-huh, like earwax or vomit, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Ugh, I don't even like vomit flavor when I'm actually vomiting. Why the hell would I want to eat a jelly bean that tastes like vomit?
right.
Ugh.
Yeah, they do come up with some crazy flavors. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm telling you. Well, hey, man. We've been trying to end this broadcast for 25 minutes now.
Well, it's all up to you when you decide to push that button.
We just keep thinking of things to talk about.
Well, I don't think we ever have a problem with running out of things to talk about.
Oh, yeah. It's like when we're on the phone sometimes, man. I swear to God, we're on there for like an hour, almost 2 hours. It's like, man, by the time we had this conversation, we could have done a broadcast.
Yeah, we have had a couple a couple conversations along the way that would have made really good broadcasts had we been live when we had these conversations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how we're always saying, and even behind the scenes, like we have really good conversations. We're saying, man, why didn't we save that for the broadcast?
Well, but then you can't recreate the magic. It's not like we could have immediately went live after it and then had it all over again. It just wouldn't have been the same.
No, and you know what? Sometimes we kind of try a little bit, especially if it's a really good topic. But it never quite has the impact it does when we first say it.
I totally concur, my friend.
Just like
but we make up for it because we do have some really good exchanges while we're live as well.
Oh yeah, well that's what System Failure said, earlier when he
he gave us a good compliment. He said we're the best. What did he say? We're the best duo or two. What was his words exactly? I forget what he said.
I have to go back and watch, but basically he said we're one of the best duels, the best teams, comedy teams or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something along that line. I took that as a really good compliment because there's a lot of them out there, and he watches a lot of YouTube. So to get that kind of praise is very. It was a nice compliment. That's all I'm saying.
I'll go with that. It definitely was, man. You know what? Next time we do a broadcast, we're gonna have to. I want to change my picture. Like he told me how to do it, but I want to change it to where it's black and white. Even though I like the vibrant colors and everything, I think black and white makes people look somehow better. I don't know how to explain it.
It's all good. Most photo editing software has black and white feature in it, man.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, even the one on your phone, when you take a picture, you can immediately go into the settings or whatever and change it to black and white if you want to.
Oh, okay. Well, by Shifty Sunday, we might have such a thing. You know what I'd like to do, man, is like, do you want to go live like on a Thursday or something?
Sure. I mean, any given Thursday, man.
I feel like we shortchanged our audience tonight, even though, we have been going on like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but it really kind of
it threw us off our normal routine. So yeah, I mean, we could try to do a makeup game if you want to.
Yeah. So what would you call this game called due to technical foul ups on my part?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody who chipped in and came on here. especially Michael Fontaine, man. I mean, what a trooper is he to stay on here all this time? I mean, geez.
Yeah, for real. Kudos to Michael Fontaine, for sure, for sure. And anybody else who's lurking and listening or listening later, we do appreciate each and every single one of you.
All right, man. Any final thoughts?
No.
All right, cool. With that being said, I'm going to give you guys the ending that you don't want, but the ending you deserve, or something like that. For Hebro and the rest of the crew, good night, everybody.